We all have the power, like, to change shit, to like work on ourselves, and in that sense, like, try to relate better to others, and not act in like weird, like, aggressive manner towards each other, or shitting on each other, and try to extend that hand of compassion towards each other, and like
Yeah.
build each other up instead of tearing each other down constantly. I mean, because in the end, like, yeah, if you think about the big picture, and I mean, of like that, we would like to have some kind of society running, like, you'd want to do that. Because I mean, if you really look at like how it looks like if everything goes to shit and breaks down, because not like a society cannot run on this type of behavior, not long term. What's just gonna end up happening is that all of the layers that we have built up now over all these centuries are gonna fall away at some point, because shit is gonna it cannot continue like this, like how we're operating.
No.
And when that
What I think is interesting is that all throughout history, when civilizations collapse, the one thing that survives are monasteries, and not monasteries where there's
mm-hmm.
just monks. Like, there's families up there. People are having families. There's women up there and children, and then they start to produce things like grow grapes and make wine. And then as civilization kind of the dust settles, let's say, and then small settlements start to form after like 30 years, these people would start to trade wine with them and things. And those monasteries inevitably became the new cities. Um,
Yeah.
and then again, that city would form. Oh, it's too crowded here. I'm going to go build a monastery somewhere off, far, far away, and the cycle would repeat. This happened in China, for instance, a lot. I really like how China has written everything down for like 5,000 years about their dynasties, and they have all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
interesting psychological and social data on what happens in this rise and fall. In fact, they have a terminology. They call it the warrior phase, the exploration phase, the merchant phase,
Yeah.
and then the destruction. You know, everybody rebels, the rebellion phase.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of research into that. Also, like, looking into exactly China due to that, and then looking like to ancient Rome too, and like a lot of the ancient societies, and like, yeah, they have it nailed. And the thing is that we've had this like merchant phase now, and we're currently in that destruction phase. And the
Yeah.
thing is that. Um, really really what I feel is to start building something new, that like that new monastery, that new place where people can come together, support each other,
Yeah, and be
and be
safe.
there and be safe.
Yeah. Because that's a lot of where martial arts came from,
Yeah.
is monasteries. People isolated, they if they see someone out, they'll like take them out, man. They don't want anybody to find out where the monastery's at. So they had to, ninja around, so to speak. And all the families learned it. Everybody learned how to use weapons, crossbows. Everybody figured out what to do, and became an effective, not military force, but defensive force to make sure nobody ever found out who they were, where they were, and it was a mystery. And if you did go looking, you die. And that's what happens. And for years and years, these places would be isolated because people would go look, like, oh, there's women out there, there's gold, there's wine, and they would have
Mm-hmm.
to take care, and, so to speak. They were the doves with talons,
Yeah.
and they made it. They were the meek that inherited the earth. The warriors, all these gigachads, they're getting ready for the warrior phase, let's say. But what that means is most of you are going to die. You're not going to make it through. You're not going to be in a safe place. You know, you're going to be
Yeah.
constantly scrapping and fighting and trying to eat and listening to the big alpha Gigachad, and maybe you're a beta Gigachad, and it's still going to be the same shit, man. It's still going to be the same shit. You're just going to have to eat someone else's shit instead of the other way around.
Yeah, but the thing is, like in Norse mythology, there's that story also about it, that it's called Ragnarok. The thing is that the people who survive are the ones that are in the woods. They survive. The warriors on both sides of the conflict in the destruction phase, you know what happens to them? They annihilate each other. They're all dead. Maybe some of them survive, but that's it. And they destroy each other. While the ones that are just happily building their own little community hidden away somewhere in the woods, they survive. That's what that mythological story tells. And the thing is that not just that one, but like you can see that with those monasteries too. It's like it's the same thing, the same
I didn't know
idea.
that. They always, you know, make it sound like such a, I guess, a glorious battle or something, but they don't highlight that part, that who survives it though. There's a next chapter there. There's people that live, and it's the people that are like, you know, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna go hang out and make a family in the woods, and you know, smell you later.
Yep, and they are the ones that then ended up surviving and repopulating the earth in that story, because the rest of the rest of them all died. They all died in the fucking fight. There were some of the gods
Yeah.
that survived. Most of the gods that survived were the ones that did not participate. For the entire episode, please check out the description or click on the end screen. And maybe see you next time.